Hello guys, welcome to Hello Friends Chemistry channel. In this video we are going to discussing about the Jahn-Teller distraction. So this is very important concept in our semester examination point of view and so many competitive exams. So coming to this Jahn-Teller distraction, first of all you have to focus this particular regular octahedral geometry. Okay friends, నేను మీకు ఈ వీడియోలో Jahn-Teller distraction అంటే ఏంటి, what is the favorable condition, Jahn-Teller distraction ఏర్పడడానికి కావాల్సిన కండిషన్స్ ఏంటి, అవి ఎలా ఏర్పడుతుంది, అసలు ఎందుకు Jahn-Teller distraction అనేది మనకు వస్తుంది, అసలు దాని వల్ల యూజ్ ఏంటి, డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆర్ డిస్కస్డ్ ఇన్ దిస్ వీడియో. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు focus on this regular octahedral geometry. So in this regular octahedral geometry మనం గాని ఈ యొక్క రెగ్యులర్ octahedral geometry చూసినట్లయితే the metal to the ligand distance is the 6 ligands is bonded to the metal distance are equal, so the length of the ligand to metal bond is same. So it means the energy, the distribution of the electrons, it means the repulsion, at the same time the energy is equal distance between the metal and ligand in these 6 ligands present in the regular octahedral geometry. So in this regular octahedral geometry the condition is what happened, the equal distance, it means the bond length is equal and at the same time the electron repulsion and the ligand which approaches to this axis is same direction, at the same time same length and same repulsions are present in these 6 ligands. So this is the regular octahedral geometry. So why these two distractions are present in there? One is the tetragonal elongation and another one is the tetragonal compression. అసలు ఈ tetragonal elongation అంటే ఏంటి, at the same time tetragonal compression ఇవి ఎప్పుడు ఏర్పడతాయి, what is the reason? So the reason is whenever the electrons is filled in, it means the filled in unsymmetrical field, it means electronically degenerate state. ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అనేవి డీజనరేటికల్ స్టేట్ లో అరేంజ్ అయి ఉంటాయో అప్పుడు మనకి ఏంటి వస్తుంది, టెట్రాగోనల్ ఎలాంగినేషన్ అండ్ టెట్రాగోనల్ కంప్రెషన్ అనేది వస్తాయి. ఇట్స్ మీన్స్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కన్సిడర్ ఏ T2G and Hg orbitals. So in these T2G and Hg orbitals the electrons filled in these two sets are unsymmetrical field. Whenever it means unsymmetrical field, it means the electrons is present in unsymmetrical field, so the distraction is going on. So whenever the distraction is present in there, so which type of metal complex, which type of complex system is stable. So this is the particular condition. So what is tetragonal elongation and what is tetragonal compression? So the main focus on these two things is, this means the distraction is present in the z axis. Okay, you have to memorize this thing. This is the ligand 2, ligand 1 and ligand 6. So this is the z axis. So this is also z axis. Okay friends, so the z axis, the z axis is the, whenever the z axis is move away from this metal cation, so this type of system is present in it. This is called as tetragonal elongation. So in this particular case what happened, ఇది చూసినట్లయితే మనం ఈ టెట్రాగోనల్ ఎలాంగినేషన్ చూసినట్లయితే z డైరెక్షన్ లో ఉన్న 2 లైగెండ్స్ కూడా దూరంగా మనకి బాండ్ లెంగ్త్ అనేది వెళ్ళడం జరుగుతుంది. సో దిస్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ tetragonal elongation. So in this case the bond distance between the bond length distance between the metal to ligand 1 and metal to ligand 6 are equal, but these 4 are less with compared to these two. So you have to see this picture like that. So ఇక్కడ చూసినట్లయితే నేను ఇక్కడ ఒక డయాగ్రామ్ వేసి చూపించాను ఫ్రెండ్స్. సో ఇందులో చూసినట్లయితే మీకు క్లారిటీగా తెలుస్తుంది అసలు టెట్రాగోనల్ ఎలాంగినేషన్ ఎలా ఉంటుందో చూడొచ్చు. సో ఇదేంటంటే ఇది మనకి tetragonal elongation. So in this tetragonal elongation is also called as Z-out distraction. So the metal ligand 1 and metal ligand 6 is the bond distance is equal, but with compared to these 4, these two are very large bond distance. Okay, so coming to this tetragonal compression. So coming to the tetragonal compression, in the z axis, okay friends, in the z axis the ligand 1 and 2 is move towards the metal cation. Move towards the metal cation whenever this ligand 1 and ligand 6 is moves towards the metal cation. So the remaining 4, it means the remaining 4 distance between the metal cation and ligand 6 move away from the metal cation. So we have to see this picture. Okay friends, so here this is the metal to ligand bond is very high in this compared to the metal to ligand L1 and metal to ligand L6. So these 4 are bond distance is very high with compared to these 2. So this is called as tetragonal compression and this is called as Jardine distraction, and here this is the Mn1 is equal to Mn6 is very less. So the metal to ligand distance is very less compared to these 4. So this is called as the distorted octahedral geometry. So this is the simple thing. So this is the tetragonal compression and tetragonal elongation. So one more important thing, whenever the easy set orbitals like that, the easy set orbital is like that. This is the easy set orbital means dx square minus y square and dz square. In this set of orbital, the electrons are filled in unsymmetrical field. It means electronically degenerate state. So in these type of systems are strong distraction takes place. This is very important. Strong distraction takes place. Why these easy set orbitals are strong distraction takes place? The reason is because of the easy set orbital are the electron is approaches of the ligand in between the approaches of the ligand is along the axis. So whenever the approaches of the ligand is along the axis, so the repulsion between the ligand of the electron and metal cation is very high. So this means this in that case is the repulsion is very high, so the distraction is very high. So this is a strong distraction. But in the case of T2G set orbitals, the ligands are approaches in this T2G set orbital is in between the axis. So whenever in between the axis, this distraction is very less distraction. It means very weak distraction and slight distraction takes place in T2G orbital. So this is the two important points. So this is the regular octahedral and tetragonal elongation and tetragonal compression. So coming to this regular octahedral geometry, we have to consider a D3 system. D3 system, strong field and weak field. In these type of systems are regular octahedral geometries takes place. Because of that, the electrons are filled in orbital of the D3 configuration is symmetrical field. So coming to the D5 configuration, we have to understand the D5 configuration in high spin complexes. Whenever the D5 complexes, high spin complexes is symmetrical field, so it is also present in regular octahedral geometry. So at the same time, D6 low spin complexes and D8 low spin and high spin complexes is also regular octahedral geometries takes place. So this is very important. But in tetragonal elongation, so one more point in D4 system. So D4 system is a tetragonal elongation is takes place. మీకు తెలిసినట్లయితే మీరు చూసినట్లయితే D4 అనేది మనకి ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే the D4 అనేది ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే the electrons are filled in easy set orbital. So in that easy set orbital is unsymmetrical field. Whenever unsymmetrical field, what happen exactly? The distraction is takes place. So in this D4 system is a tetragonal elongation takes place. But here this is D1 configuration. D1 configuration is also tetragonal compression. Because of that, here this D1 is present in the T2G set orbitals. So this is the T2G set orbital is present in the D1 system. It is this unsymmetrical field. So it is exhibit tetragonal compression. In the D4 system is exhibit tetragonal elongation. So but in the case of D7 and D9 configurations, Z out and Z in cannot be predicted. మనం ఇక్కడ D7 D9 configuration చూసినట్లయితే అది Z out and Z in configuration, Z out and Z in అనేది కరెక్ట్ గా ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేయలేము. So this is the importance of the regular octahedral geometry and tetragonal compression and tetragonal elongation. So coming to the John Taylor theorem, అసలు John Taylor theorem మనకి ఏం చెప్తుంది? So this is clear. First of all, this is arise. So coming to the Jahn-Teller theorem. Okay friends, so coming to the Jahn-Teller theorem. అసలు Jahn-Teller theorem ఏం చెప్తుంది? So the two scientists Jahn and Teller says that this theorem is any non-linear molecule in electronically degenerate state. It means you have to consider any molecule. That molecule is a non-linear molecule. It's in this non-linear molecule. మనం ఏదైనా non-linear molecule తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ఆ non-linear molecule అనేది electronically degenerate state లో ఉన్నట్లయితే it is a unstable. So it will undergo destruction. Whenever this undergo destruction to remove its electronically degeneracy. So whenever the electronically degeneracy is removed, so it is a lower in energy and it is a lower the symmetry and it is a lower the energy. So that systems are stable. So this is the says that Jahn-Teller theorem. So the one more time I will repeat. So Jahn-Teller theorem is says that any non-linear molecule in electronically degenerate state. So what is electronically degenerate state? I will explain. So is unstable. So whenever this is unstable, it will undergo destruction to remove its electronically degenerates. So whenever it is electronically degenerates is removed, so it is a lower its symmetry and lower its energy. So this is the Jahn-Teller theorem. So what is the electronically degenerate state? So whenever you have to understand, this is the octahedral geometry. So in this regular octahedral geometry, this is the T2G and EG set orbital. In this T2G and EG set orbital, unsymmetrical field. So whenever this T2G and EG set orbital, the electrons are filled in unsymmetrical field. So this is also called as electronically degenerate states. So coming to this configuration D1, D2, D4 high spin complex and D4 low spin complexes and D4 low spin, D5 low spin complexes. First of all, in this D1 configuration, the electronic configuration in tetragonal geometry is T2G1 EG0. In this T2G1, like that, 1, 2, 3, and these are the 3. So here this is EG and T2G. So the electron is filled in like that in this manner. Okay friends, so మనకి ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఉంది. ఆ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ అనేది ఎందులో ఉన్నదంటే DXY, DYZ and DZX. So electron is present in this DXY, but it is a electronically degenerate. It means this electron is filled in this orbit, and at the same time the electron is filled in like that. So the electron is filled in like that, and the electron is filled in this orbit. So this is nothing but the electronically degenerate. So this is nothing but the triply electronic degeneracy. Okay friends, this is the triply electronical degeneracy. This is nothing but T. Okay, so here this is the one electron is present in there. That electron is DXY is the electron is present in. So మనకున్న ఎలక్ట్రాన్ అనేది DXY లోనైనా ఉండవచ్చు, లేకపోతే DYZ లోనైనా ఉండవచ్చు, లేకపోతే DZX లోనైనా ఉండవచ్చు. ఈ విధంగా అరేంజ్ అయ్యే వాటిని ఏమంటారంటే ఎలక్ట్రానికల్లీ డీజనరేట్ స్టేట్ అనేసి అంటారు. సో కమింగ్ టు so whenever this is the electronically degenerate, so it is a unstable. So whenever this is unstable, so it will undergo distraction. It means the distraction is tetragonal elongation and tetragonal compression. So whenever the distraction takes place, so in these type of systems are stable. So this is the main concept of the Jahn-Teller theorem says. So here nothing but the D2 configuration. So in that D2 configuration is T2G2 EG0. So the electrons are present in like that. This is the 1, 2, 3. This is the T2G set orbital and this is the EG set orbital like that. So the electrons are filled in like in this manner. At the same time the electrons are filled in like that. At the same time the electrons are filled in like that. So in these three arrangements, three electronical arrangement of the D2, so it will undergo Jahn-Teller destruction, and so also this is undergo Jahn-Teller destruction. So D4 configuration, but in that case the D3 configuration is a symmetrical field. D3 configuration, it means low spin and high spin complexes of D3 is a symmetrical field. So it is a it cannot predict the it cannot occur John Teller effect. So coming to the D4 configuration. So D4 configuration in high spin complexes, this is the T2G 3EG0. So this is the high spin complexes T2G3 and EG0 like that. 1, 2, 3, and this is the EG orbital. So electrons are filled in like that. So the electron is filled in like that in this manner. At the same time, the electron is filled in like that. It means the electron is present in d x square minus y square and d z square orbital. So whenever the electron is present in d x square minus y square and d z square orbital, so here this is a large distraction. This is so much important, large distraction. Why this is a large distraction? Because of that, in that dx square minus y square and dz square orbital are, it means in this orbital are along the z axis. Okay friends, so along the z axis, whenever the ligands is approaches in along the z axis, so in this dx square minus y square are along the z axis. So what happen exactly? So here this is the repulsion is very high. So here this is a large distraction. D4 high spin complexes is a large distraction. So coming to this D4 low spin complex, D4 low spin is T2G4 AG0. In this orbital is like that, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here this is like that. So like that, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this type of distraction, so this is the T2G set orbitals. The distraction is takes place in T2G. So this is the slight distraction or weak distraction because of the T2G set orbitals are present in between the axes. So this is clear, guys. So coming to the what is the predict the distraction of the D1 to D9 configuration. So this is clear. So this is arise. So coming to the prediction of distraction, అసలు మనకి D1 to D9 configuration మనకి ఏవి జాన్ టైలర్ distraction exhibit చేస్తాయి. So first of all, D1 configuration. Already you know that in the D1 configuration is a symmetrical field. It means electronically degenerate state. So it can exhibit John Teller destruction. So coming to the D2 system. In that D2 system is also exhibit in John Teller effect. Because of that, in this D2 system is unsymmetrical field. It means the unsymmetrical field is like that. So unsymmetrical field is like that. Here this is the T2G set and EG set is like that. So here this is the unsymmetrical field and this is also exhibit John Teller distraction. But in that case, D1 configuration is exhibit Z in distraction, but here this is D2 configuration is a Z out distraction. Why this D1 and D2 is Z in and Z out? So in these 2 points are explained better. So coming to the D3 configuration. So here this is the D3 configuration is D3 configuration is like that. This is the symmetrical field. The electrons are filled in this D3 system is like that. 1, 2, 3. So the electrons are filled in like that in the D3 system is this is the symmetrical field. This is the symmetrical field. So it cannot exhibit John Teller destruction. So coming to the D4 system, here this D4 system in high spin complexes. D4 system high spin complexes is like that. This is the TEG and this is the T2G. The electrons are filled in high spin complexes like that. So here this is the unsymmetrical field. EG set orbitals are unsymmetrical field. So it can occur John Teller effect. It can occur John Teller distraction. So here this EG set orbital are unsymmetrical field. So it is a large distraction. Because of that, in the EG set orbitals, the electrons are it means the ligands are approaches in between the ligands are approaches in the along the axis. So the repulsion is very high. So it is EG set orbital is large distraction. So coming to the D4 low spin complexes. So D4 low spin complexes is like that. This is the EG and here this is the T2G. So low spin is like that. Here this is the low spin is unsymmetrical field. So here this is unsymmetrical field and this is the T2G set orbital. T2G set orbital are unsymmetrical field, so it can exhibit John-Taylor effect, but it can destroy. John-Taylor destruction takes place, but it is a slight distraction and weak distraction because of the T2G set orbital. When the T2G set orbital is present in between the axes. So this is the one more point. So coming to the D5 system. So D5 system I-spin complexes is symmetrical field like that. D5 system I-spin complexes is symmetrical field like that. Here this is EG and this is the T2G like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here this is the I-spin complexes is symmetrical field, so it cannot exhibit John-Taylor distraction. But in the case of D5 low spin complexes, so D5 low spin complexes, so the D5 low spin complexes exhibit John-Taylor distraction. Because of that, here like that the EG and this is a T2G. So low spin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here this is a unsymmetrical field. So here this is T2G set orbitals are unsymmetrical field. So it is a weak distraction and slight distraction. D5 I-spin complexes is it cannot exhibit John-Taylor distraction. Because of that, it is a symmetrical field. So coming to the D6 configuration. So coming to the D6 I-spin complexes. So the D6 I-spin complexes are like that. This is the EG and this is the T2G set. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here this is the T2G is set orbitals are unsymmetrical field. So it is exhibit John-Taylor distraction. So coming to the D6 low spin complexes. So the D6 low spin complexes are like that. 1. This is the T2G 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here this is the low spin complexes. D6 low spin complexes. It cannot exhibit John-Taylor effect. Because of that, here this is the symmetrical field. It is symmetrical field, so it cannot exhibit John-Taylor effect. So D6 low spin complexes is cannot exhibit John-Taylor effect. So coming to the D7 I-spin complexes, D7 I-spin complexes. In the D7 I-spin complexes is like that. The EG and T2G set orbitals are like that. 1. This is EG orbital. I-spin means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here this is the T2G set orbitals is unsymmetrical field. So here this is also called as a John-Taylor distraction is occurs. But here this is slight distraction and weak distraction in D7 I-spin complexes. So coming to the D7 low spin complexes. Coming to the D7 low spin complexes is exhibit John-Taylor effect. Because of that, it is like that. Here this is the EG set orbital and it is a T2G set orbital. The electrons are filled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. The 7th electron is present in the EG set orbital. So in that EG set orbital is unsymmetrical field. Whenever this is an unsymmetrical field, it exhibits John-Taylor effect. But in that EG set orbital is the along the axis. So here this is the repulsion is very high in that EG set orbital. So it is exhibit John-Taylor effect. So it is a large distraction takes place. So much important. So coming to the D8 low spin and D8 I spin. D8 low spin and D8 I spin complexes cannot exhibit John-Taylor distraction. Because of that, the electrons are arranged in this manner. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the arrangement of the electrons in I spin and low spin complexes of the D8 is symmetrical field. So whenever this is symmetrical field, it cannot exhibit John-Taylor effect. So here this is cannot exhibit John-Taylor effect. So coming to the D9 high spin complexes, D9 high spin complexes and low spin complexes. D9 high spin and low spin complexes are arranged in electrons in same manner, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the EG set orbital is unsymmetrical field. So here this is the D9 configuration, high spin and low spin. EG set orbital is unsymmetrical field. So it is exhibit John Teller effect. So it is a large distraction takes place. So here this is the D4 high spin complexes and D7 low spin complexes. They very important are D4 high spin and D7 low spin and D9 configurations are large distraction takes place. So much important, large distraction takes place. So this is the prediction of distraction, and remaining these are the slight distraction and weak distraction takes place. One more important point, if the electrons are filled a unsymmetrical field in EG set orbital, it is a large distraction takes place. Whenever the electron is unsymmetrical field in T2G set orbital, this is a slight distraction and weak distraction. So this is the prediction of distraction. So coming to the what is the crystal field stabilization energy diagrams for the this Z out and Z in case of complexes. So this is clear. First of all, this is arise. So coming to the crystal field splitting in Z out and Z in case. Already we know that what is tetragonal elongation and what is tetragonal compression. In these 2 points are discussed before later. So coming to the crystal field splitting in Z out and Z in case. So here this is the d orbitals in free ion states. The d orbitals is like that. But in the case of spherical field, so the energy is like that. So this is also degenerate states. The same orbitals are same energy is presenting like that. But in the case of Z in case, here this is the crystal field stabilization energy between the crystal field splitting in octahedral field is like that. This is the T2G and here this is the EG set. So here this T2G set is like that, dxy, dyz, dzx. So here these orbitals are in between the axis, but here this is the dx square minus y square and dz square orbitals are along the axis. So here this is the crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes. But in the case of Z-in complexes, the electron is present in the x square minus y square. It means the electron is present in the x square minus y square terms. So in that splitting is present in there. Because of that, whenever the electron is present in the x square minus y square term, what happened? They exactly the tetragonal compression is present in there. It means the Z square terms. It means the ligands between the ligands is approaches in between the axis. So what happened there exactly? So the repulsion is more in the case of dx square minus y square. So here these dx square minus y square terms are move away from the metal cation, but in the Z is the move towards the metal cation. So what happened exactly? The energy is also very high. So in that case, dz square is in this splitting. So in what happened exactly, the dxy term is lower in energy and dz terms is higher in energy in the case of Z in complexes. In the case of Z in, it means tetragonal compression. So here this is the dxy term is lower in energy in the T2G orbital. So dyz and dzx is higher energy. So the crystal field stabilization energy between the dxy, here this is the barycenter. So here this is the three orbitals are present in there. So here you have to, this is a very simple. So here the crystal field stabilization energy is like that. This is the minus 2 by 3 and this is the 1 by 3. So the distance between the barycenter and these, so here this is 1 by 3 energies rises of these orbital. So minus 2 by 3 energy is lower of this dxy orbital. This is the splitting of the Z in complexes. It means tetragonal contraction. But in that case, dz square is a higher energy, dx square minus y square is lower energy. This is the Z in and tetragonal compression. So coming to the Z out, it means tetragonal elongation. In the tetragonal elongation is the electrons is present in the dz square. It means whenever the electrons is present in the more electrons is present in the dz square orbital, so it is a Z out or tetragonal elongation. So why this is the Z out and tetragonal elongation? Because of the electrons is present in the dz orbital. So whenever the electrons is present in the dz orbital, so the ligands is approaches in the along the axis. So the ligand electrons and metal cation electrons are close to each other. This repulsion takes place. So in that z axis is the along the metal cation. So it means it's move away from metal cation of this z axis. So the z axis is move away from the metal cation, but in the x and y planes present in the ligands is close to the metal cation. So in that case, this is the Z of tetragonal elongation. So here this is the Z axis tetragonal elongation. This dx square minus y square is a higher energy, because of in that dx square minus y square is a repulsion is very high. So the energy is dx square minus y square is very high. But in the case of dz square is a lower in energy, but in the case of dyz and dzx is also lower in the energy. Because of that, in the distance between the barycenter versus this dxy yz orbital is -1/3. Here this is the 2/3. So here this is the Z out and tetragonal elongation in the crystal field splitting in Z out and Z in complexes due to John Teller destruction. So why one more example in the D1 system. This D1 system is a Z in case. Why this D1 system is already mind చెప్పండి ఫ్రెండ్స్. D1 systems అనేవి Z in complexes ఎగ్జిబిట్ చేస్తాయి. ఎందుకు D1 సిస్టమ్ అనేది Z in complexes ఎగ్జిబిట్ చేస్తాయి అంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ద ఎలక్ట్రాన్ is present in that dxy plate. What happen? You have to calculate the crystal field stabilization energy in the D1. So here this is 1 into -2/3 is equal to the -0.67 something. So this is the crystal field stabilization energy of the here this D1 system. For example, in the D1 system, the electron is present in the dyz. So what happened exactly? So here this is 1 into -1/3. So here this is the 1 into -1/3 is equal to the -0.33. So in that this is the -0.33 and this is the -0.67. So -0.67 is very less number compared to the -0.33. So more will be the energy, that is the unstable. But here this is the -0.6 is the less energy. So here this is the stable. So in that case, D1 configuration is a stable in Z in case. Because of that, the energy is the -0.67. This is the very less energy. So here this is the stable in D1. But in the case of D2 is Z out complexes. Already you know that D2 in Z out complex, because of that the two electrons are present in the dyz and dz axis. So here this is the dz complexes are exhibit in Z out complexes. It means the tetragonal elongation, but D1 is the present in the tetragonal contraction. But in the case of D9 complexes, this is very important. Copper 2+ ions. In that copper 2+ ion is a D9 configuration. So here this is D9 configuration. The electron is present in the dz square. At the same time, the electron is present in the dx square minus y square. So these D9 complexes is cannot predict in that configuration is Z out and Z in. Generally గా మనం D7 and D9 complexes అనేవి అవి Z out or Z in అనేవి పర్టికులర్ గా చెప్పలేము. సో హియర్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది క్రిస్టల్ ఫీల్డ్ స్ప్లిటింగ్ ఇన్ Z out in Z in complexes. This is the crystal field splitting in Z out and Z in complexes in John Taylor distraction. Okay friends, this is the concept of the John Taylor distraction and what is the prediction of d orbital configuration in like the John Taylor effect and not. And coming to the next one is the crystal field splitting in John Taylor effect. So that is the Z out and Z in. So in my next video, I will discuss about the what is the statistic John Taylor distraction and what is the dynamic John Taylor distraction and what is the consequences of the John Taylor distraction and different types of example. If you like this video, please subscribe. Hello friends, chemistry channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thanks for lot.